Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, CFL Week 14. It is playoff talk time, boys and girls. All right, Week 13. I was 3-1 in the straight-up picks. Year to date gives me 26-24. Got above 500 there. Against the spread, I was 2-2. In Week 13, 21-29 overall. Over under 1-3 gives me 23-27 overall. Overall, I am 70 up and 80 down, which is a 46%. Last week I was 500, 6-6. We're getting there. Like I've said every week, I've said this. Hashtag expect the unexpected. We got playoffs. Playoff. So we have right now in the West, we have the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who are 10-1. They have clinched the division. They have clinched the first round bye. They have nothing to play for except not to get anyone hurt. Now, Saskatchewan, who is 7-4, have clinched the playoff berth. So they need to have a better record than currently Calgary, who are 6-6, in order for Saskatchewan to host the wildcard game. Now, I mean, do you really play? I mean, it's got to be hard to beat Saskatchewan because you're in the playoffs, but you want to host. Now, they have won 2 straight. Saskatchewan has. I mean, we'll see what they end up doing. They do have 1 game up on Calgary. So it's like you kind of want to play everyone, but you kind of don't. Calgary, though, they're 6-6. They got BC coming up next week, and then they are on a bye this week. So it's like you got to go and go for it. BC, they're 4-7, they're out. On the East, Toronto has clinched playoff berth. They're 7-4, but they haven't clinched home field, and they haven't done really much else. Hamilton and Montreal are both 6-5. Now Hamilton, they got BC, Toronto, which that could actually be for the first round bye. And then they got Saskatchewan in Week 16. Montreal got Winnipeg, and then Ottawa. So they got 2 games against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, which, if Winnipeg is resting people, not playing 100%, that could definitely help Montreal not only host the wildcard game, but also get a first-round bye. So that's going to be fun to see exactly where they go with that. As of right now, there's not going to be a crossover this year. All right, let's get into the 4 games. We have the 4-7 BC Lions versus the 6-5 Hamilton Tiger Cats. BC is just, they've lost 5 straight. They just are not that good. Hamilton, on the other hand, they've won 2 straight. They've just kind of, they won 2, lose 2, win 3, lose 3. They've just kind of been streaky as heck. With Toronto and Saskatchewan the next couple weeks, they need to make sure they can either get a first round bye and or host. They are 3-2 at home, so they may actually be better if they're as a road team. They are they're 3-3 on the road. So yeah, I mean they're kind of a toss up. They're 2-2 versus the West. They won 2 straight. In this particular game, Hamilton's favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering, and under in the 43.5. I can remember before the season began, everyone was like, "Can Hamilton go undefeated?" Now it's like, "Can Hamilton make the playoffs?" Just next up, we have Saskatchewan Roughriders 7-4 versus the 2-8 Edmonton Elks. Edmonton's lost 6 straight. Next week, they have 3 games in 6 days. They play the 13th, 16th, and 19th. Saskatchewan, Toronto, and BC. So not only are they lost 6 straight, they're probably going to lose to Saskatchewan here. They just got a crappy schedule coming up. The Rough Riders are favored by 6. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 46. It's bad in Edmonton. It's going to just get worse over the rest of the season. 7-4 Toronto Argonauts versus the 2-10 Ottawa Redblacks. Ottawa's lost 5 straight. They are 0-6 versus the division. They're 1-5 at home. They are a train wreck that has already went off the tracks and it's about to blow up. Toronto, on the other hand, they won 4-5. They had, like I said, clinched that playoff berth. They got one game up on Hamilton and Montreal. They actually play Hamilton and Edmonton coming up after this week. They are favored by 10.5 versus the Red Blacks. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 45.5. So they have a good chance to go ahead and get the home field here and get the first round bye. Next up, y'all gonna think I'm crazy in this game. The 6-5 Montreal Alouettes versus the 10-1 Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They've already clinched the division. They've already closed the first round bye. They've won 8 straight. What do they have to play for? Yes, they want to keep sharp. Yes, they want to keep their momentum going. I honestly think of the next 2 or 3 games, you just play your starters the first half and then sit everyone. You don't need, you need to stay, but you need to stay healthy too. You don't need to have somebody get hurt just because you're trying to run the score up, or somebody get hurt just because you want to win. When you've already clinched, you already wrapped it up. Winnipeg is favored by 12.5. Now, the Alouettes are not that bad. They've won 4 of the last 5. They're getting better. They're 4-2 on the road. I'm giving Montreal the 12.5. I got Winnipeg covering that 12.5. And I'm taking under on the 45. I got Montreal upsetting Winnipeg because Winnipeg is going to not play everyone, and that's how it's going to go. Anyway, that's going to wrap up Week 14 in the CFL. We'll see what happens, see if I'm right with that. Maybe Winnipeg just runs the score up, they win by 30 and call it good. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Make sure you check out the NFL, the NCAA, and all the NASCAR stuff. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.